So now I'm going to discuss what you need to bring to the hospital. So ideally you'd want to be packing your bags at around 32 weeks, and then about 36 weeks you'd need to make sure that you have all your necessary bits and pieces for you and your baby for the birth. In your bags, we would recommend that you have 2 bags. So first of all, we'd recommend that you'd have a big suitcase for coming into the hospital, and in that big suitcase you have all your stuff for your baby and for you. And then we'd recommend a small bag for the labour ward, just because the labour ward space is limited with the equipment that they have down here. So it's important just to have the necessary things for that day. So in your labour bag, we'd recommend that you'd have 1 vest, 1 baby grow and 1 nappy for your baby. So a vest is the smaller ones with the arms either hanging out or lengthways, but it's not a full onesie, okay? The baby grows then would be a full onesie. So any of those, so just one of those for your baby for the labour ward. So 1 vest, 1 baby grow and 1 nappy. So size 1 nappy, the smallest nappy that you can have. We'd also recommend that you'd bring a little hat for your baby. So even though we don't recommend hats in general for sleeping, they may put them on initially just as the baby's born, just to so they can maintain their body temperature just immediately after birth. The other thing that they'd recommend is maybe a pair of mittens and a cardigan as well for that reason, just to build up their body temperature after birth until they are able to maintain their own temperature. What we'd also recommend that you would have in your labour bag is a change of nightwear for yourself. So we'd recommend, if you can, get nightwear that either is loose fitting, but ideally that it would have buttons down the front of it, which would help for initiating skin to skin contact, or would help with breastfeeding as well too, that make it more accessible for you. The other thing that you would need is loose cotton underwear. So, you can get disposable underwear if you wish, or you can get dark cotton underwear. We'd recommend that you'd have packets of sanitary pads with you as well too. So we need the big thick sanitary pads because you need the extra absorbency and support in the initial few days after birth. The other things that you may need for your labour bag is something like a water bottle, light snacks, be it fruit, cereal bars, something that's quick and accessible. We'd also recommend bringing lip gloss or a lip balm because your lips can become quite dry in labour. Also, it would be recommended if you can bring something for your partner. So be it a light snack for your partner, drink for your partner, or maybe get them to pack their bag themselves beforehand, a change of t-shirt. Ideally, if they had a opened top t-shirt or shirt, they could initiate skin to skin contact too after birth with the baby. Also, if you can, to pack a pair of socks in your labour bag because your feet get quite cold in early labour especially. Other things that you may want to bring are your own birthing ball. If you wish to bring your own, you may. If you're having a TENS machine, you may wish to bring that with you as well. Anything that's going to make your birth and your labour more comfortable for yourself. So you might want to bring your own soothing music. We have CD players here that you can utilise. You might want to bring scented products that will help the room just be more ambient. The other things that were on a practicality note is your mobile phone charger, because usually it's not far away from us these days. Your mobile phone charger, your phone, maybe change for the car park for your partner. You might want to bring a camera with you as well too. So anything that you think will make you more comfortable on the day, a face cloth, magazine, anything. You can bring whatever you wish to make you more comfortable for the labour. When you're packing your big bag for the hospital, we'd recommend that you would pack your notes. We would also recommend that you'd bring a list of any medication that you're on and anything that you might need for the essential visit. So be it your inhaler or anything that you might need in the first few hours into labour. What you would need then for your stay in the hospital, roughly you would need about 6 baby grows. As I said, they're the full onesies. About 6 vests for your baby. You would also need a packet of nappies. So again, the size 1's nappies or the small nappies is what we recommend. You would also need, something like a nappy cream or a nappy ointment. We would also recommend cotton wool pads or cotton wool balls for changing your baby's nappy. And for yourself then, you could just imagine that you're going for an overnight stay in a hotel, so pack something similar to that. But instead of packing for one night and an overnight stay, you're packing for 3 or 4 nights. So you might need 3 or 4 sets of nightwear, you need 3 or 4 sets of underwear change, you need packets of sanitary towels, anything that's toiletries, anything that's going to make you feel more comfortable during your stay. We'd also recommend, if you can, to pack breast pads. just for yourself, because no matter which way you decide to feed, it's important that your breasts are supported and that you use the breast pads in the initial few days. So we would also recommend that you wear either a nursing bra or a well-supported maternity bra and have a spare one with you as well. It would be advisable to wash your baby's clothes before you pack them, if possible. But ideally you would really need to wash the baby's bath towel because they're quite fluffy when they're bought new, and it can be a fluffy situation when you're bathing your newborn baby otherwise. If you can, bring in some cellular blankets into the hospital as well, because not all hospitals provide the cellular blankets. So probably 2 cellular blankets if you can pack those into your bag. We would also recommend that you may bring some bibs or some muslin cloths for burping or spit ups. If you are getting a bib, just make sure that you ensure you take that off once the baby's finished feeding, because as I said earlier, you don't want anything that would cause suffocation risk to your baby. But the muslin cloths are ideal. They can go up over your shoulder when you're winding your baby. And as I said, if you are looking for a full guide of what to pack to the hospital, it is available in page 109 and 110 of my pregnancy book, which is by mychild.ie.